Hello everybody, and my name is Alex McCarty. I am the tournament director for the Lincoln Land Charity Championship. If I haven't met you yet, make sure I run over and meet you before you leave. But thank you again for coming on a awesome spring-like day. A little blustery out there, but appreciate everybody coming out today to learn a little bit more about a new exciting event here in Springfield, the Lincoln Land Charity Championship. And wanted to start out just giving a little bit of overview for those of you who don't know. July 11th through the 17th, this tournament's going to be coming to town. Obviously, that's right around the corner. So we're going out and meeting as many folks as possible and making sure that the community is aware of what we're doing. And this is our official announcement. Some of you may have been aware we announced this back on January 19th, but this is something we wanted to make sure that we open up and make the community aware of what's going on. Just earlier this week on President's Day, we opened up ticket sales and also volunteer registration. Very exciting time. We've had those start coming in already, so the community is already backing this, and we're really excited to get it going. As I mentioned, this is the inaugural event. It's going to be the first year of the Lincoln Land Charity Championship here in Springfield. 156 Web.com tour professionals, and I'm going to let one of our guests give a little bit more background on the Web.com tour, but just want to lay out kind of a background for you guys and what's going on there. Obviously, the event's going to be held right outside these windows at Panther Creek Country Club. They've opened up their arms and welcomed us here, so I want to thank them as well for helping us today. But without any further ado, would like to welcome our first guest, Mayor of Springfield, James O. Langfelder.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Well, what an exciting time for Springfield. Former Mayor Mike Houston's in the audience. I know he appreciates days like today. It's a beautiful day, especially for the announcement of a golf outing. I'd also appreciate Representative Sarah Wojcicki-Jimenez's attendance here and support. And really, it's an exciting time. Last week, Springfield was the center stage when President Barack Obama visited Springfield. Today, Springfield is once again center stage thanks to Web.com Tour. Cities and mayors across the United States strive to have an event that brings a community together, provides family entertainment, and has a positive impact economically. The City of Springfield is elated to be selected as the host city for the Web.com Tour, July 11th through the 17th. On the surface, the Web.com Lincoln Land Charity Championship will bring thousands of people to Springfield. They will socialize, shop, eat at our local establishments, see our sites, and stay at our hotels, which will translate into a positive impact economically for our community. And at the same time, it brings immeasurable excitement and pride that the PGA is returning to Springfield, benefiting our local economy and charities. The Lincoln Land Charity Championship will showcase up-and-coming professional golfers that will be tomorrow's stars and draw tens of thousands of spectators. This tournament allows Springfield the opportunity to showcase our community's hospitality, family atmosphere, and local appeal. I encourage all area businesses and residents to consider partnering on this event by volunteering, attending, or sponsoring, because the success of the Lincoln Land Charity Championship for this year and future years is dependent on the support of our community. On behalf of the city's citizens of Springfield, the City Council, and I thank Web.com, PGA Tour, and Panther Creek Country Club for bringing this event to Springfield. We look forward to our partnership for a successful professional golf inaugural event for the enjoyment and benefit of others that will grow for years to come. So thank you, Alex. We really appreciate your efforts, and also Jim Moody for his efforts here at Panther Creek and Web.com Tour and Panther Creek Country Club. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. Next up, what we'd like to do before introducing our next guest is play a little video for everybody here in the audience. This will give a great introduction to the Web.com Tour, and we'll take that into the next step with our next speaker. But before we get to that, I'd like to Please pay attention to the screen up here, and we'll play a little video for you.
Right out of the gate, you are a PGA Tour winner for the very first time.
Holding 2 trophies in 3 weeks, it's great.
Smiley Kaufman, welcome to the winner's circle.
The goal was to win Rookie of the Year, and so now winning this week, that doesn't hurt things.
Peter Malnati posting at 18 under.
The 2015 Web.com Tour Finals paved the way for immediate PGA Tour success the next fall, as 3 graduates went from the finals to the PGA Tour Winner's Circle in the first 4 weeks of the 2015-16 season.
With Smiley and Emiliano, it doesn't surprise me a bit to see their early success. The Web.com Tour is such a strong proving ground.
The 2016 season on the Web.com Tour gets underway in Panama City as a new crop of hopefuls looks to pave their path to the PGA Tour. And the players are ready to
Oh, wow. Oh, my. How about that?
The season-long chase for 50 available PGA Tour cards begins with back-to-back events in Latin America as the Panama Claro Championship kicks off the 2016 campaign. The 25 tournament schedule will be contested across 15 states and 5 countries, culminating with the 4-event Web.com Tour Finals beginning with the DAP Championship benefiting the LeBron James Family Foundation. It's one of 5 new events highlighting the 2016 Web.com Tour schedule. Serving as the primary path to the PGA Tour, 162 Web.com Tour grads have accounted for 427 wins on the PGA Tour. 2014 Web.com Tour rookies accumulated 5 victories and 12 runner-ups in the 2014-15 PGA Tour season.
Yeah, I got off to a great start, but I mean, there's so many events left, and there's so many other players that are practicing and trying to get better every day, and just really looking forward to a big 2016.
Hopefully that laid out a little bit more on what exactly the Web.com Tour is. But to expand on that a little bit, we have a very special guest. We have the president of the Web.com Tour here in town. Next, I'd like to welcome Mr. Bill Calfee.
Thanks, Josh. Well, good morning. What a great day to talk about golf and a new golf tournament. We ought to be out on the course after we finish here, but I guess the course isn't open just yet, so you're not going to have a lot of this weather for a little while. Delighted to be here and talk about the Web.com Tour and try and help answer some questions about who we are and what you're going to see coming up in a few months. We are owned and operated by the PGA Tour. We're managed by the PGA Tour. Web.com happens to be our corporate sponsor, but we are the PGA Tour, and we're in our 27th year. A lot's happened over those last 27 years, and this is looking to be one of our most exciting, probably our best year ever, with new events like we're having here in Springfield and having a new event up in Chicago and Dominican Republic, so there's a lot of interest in the tour. When you look at this tour, we're playing 25 events this year. We're playing actually in 6 countries. We've got to update that video. We've added Dominican Republic this year, so we're excited about playing down there. Beautiful golf course on the Caribbean Sea. We have, when you look at who's playing, we have, we talk about the future stars of our tour going to the PGA Tour, and it's a mix of players. It's former PGA Tour winners. You'll see a lot of recognizable names. 3 out of 4 players on the PGA Tour have come through this system. Many of them come back. You'll see a lot of NCAA champions, college All-Americans, future stars, and a lot of past stars, champions, and past major tournament winners that'll be playing. So it's a mix of up-and-coming players and a lot of names that you recognize. What's happened over the years, both tours have become so competitive. This tour, it's harder to keep your card on this tour. It's also harder to keep your card on the PGA Tour, and there's a lot of back and forth between the two tours. We also have a huge number of international players that are playing. We have about 70 international players from 19 countries around the world coming to this tour, all looking to get to the PGA Tour. So you see really a broad spectrum of players representing a lot of different countries. We changed the we changed the structure of this tour a few years ago, whereby this is the path to the PGA Tour, and all 50 cards come from this tour to get you to the PGA Tour. It's really broken down into two segments. The regular season consists of 21 events, where 25 cards are up for grabs based on your performance over the whole season, and those top 25 money earners will get a PGA Tour card. We then go into what we call our finals, 4 final events, and an additional 25 cards are at stake in those 4 final events. We bring a group of 126 to 200 from the PGA Tour FedEx Cup list. The top 75 from this tour during the regular season come together, and those two groups of players play for an additional 25 cards. So really, to get to the PGA Tour, you really have to come through this tour, and all 50 cards are available. The reason we did that is over the years, what we've recognized and the experience of players that get their card through this tour versus when we had the qualifying tournament for the PGA Tour card, it was basically split. What we found were players that play a regular season, a full season on the Web.com Tour, are much more competitive on the PGA Tour. They keep their card, they're having impact immediately. So over the years, we gradually, when we started this tour the very first year, we had 5 cards available, and now we're at 50, all 50 cards, which really speaks to the competitiveness of the tour, the impact those players are having when they get to the PGA Tour. And just this year, there's several examples of what's happened with those players. Last year, we finished our season with the Web.com Tour Championship in Ponte Vedra Beach at our TPC Valley course at our headquarters. We gave out all the cards as 50 cards, and the very next week, we took a week off, and the PGA Tour went to our split season. We no longer play a calendar year, so we start the PGA Tour in the fall. We play about 5 or 6 tournaments, and then we go to our normal schedule in California and finish out the year. But after giving the cards at the Web.com Tour Championship, after taking that next week, the very next week, our first event on the PGA Tour where these players were playing, Emilio Grillo gave him a card 2 weeks before. He wins the first event on the PGA Tour. The very next week, Smiley Kaufman, who I'd given a card to 2 weeks before, he wins the second event on the PGA Tour. The very next week, Justin Thomas, who had given a card a year before, wins the third event to start the season. And the fourth week, Russell Knox, who'd gotten a card a year before, wins the fourth event. And then the fifth event was won by Peter Malnati, who had given a card just a couple of weeks before. So of the first 5 events on the PGA Tour, 3 were won by first-year guys from just gotten their card weeks earlier on the Web.com Tour, and 2 guys that had gotten it a year before. And if you watched television last week, if you watched the Pebble Beach event and saw that incredible finish with Vaughn Taylor shooting 65, sitting in the clubhouse waiting, he finished early, played an incredible round. Phil Mickelson comes in, needed to birdie the last hole, did not birdie the last hole. Vaughn wins the tournament. He's been playing with us for the last 2 years and has played some on the PGA Tour when he got in. So when you look at the competition and the players that are going to be here and the level of play on this tour, it's easy for people, I think, to think because it isn't, we don't call it the PGA Tour 2. We could easily call it PGA Tour 2 or some other, but we happen to sell the umbrella sponsorship to Webb. But if you just look at the competitiveness of the players and the impact they're having, 3 out of 4 players on the PGA Tour have come from the Web.com Tour. Over 50% of the players on the PGA Tour or Web.com Tour have come from the PGA Tour. Those numbers continue to increase. So I would challenge people to say this is not developmental, it's not minor league. This is really our form of expansion. We're not like other sports organizations where we can go to a city, open a new franchise, and all of a sudden you've got a number of players playing at the highest level. This really is PGA Tour quality golf. This is the PGA Tour, and you'll certainly experience that when you see these players play. They're fun to watch. They're very aggressive. They hit it a long way. They make a lot of birdies, and so it's really fun golf. When you also think about this market, what makes a really good event? And I think all the elements are really here in Springfield. to really have a big event. You certainly have history with professional golf here. I know you had a really good event over the years with the LPGA. This will be, I think, a very impactful event. You've got a great market that understands golf, supports golf. You've got a wonderful club here that we're excited to partner with. We've got a great organization with Alex and George Shaw here representing the Bruno event team. They're really the host and the operator of the event. So all the elements are here that I think we're going to have a great week, and it's really about a number of things. Obviously, the competition is first and foremost, but it's also about other things that are important to us. Amir mentioned economic impact. This event will, we've done a number of studies in market economic impact in the community, which is certainly significant. It's about charity. One of the things interesting about the PGA Tour is all net proceeds go to stay in the community. We don't take a penny. We do not take the PGA Tour out of the events. In fact, we invest in the events. So it's about charity, and it's about fun, and it's about family, and it's about giving other people that maybe aren't so much interested in the golf a reason to come out here. So we want to be an event that really has something to offer the whole community. It's fun, it's exciting, it's entertainment, it's food, and it's great competition. So we're delighted to be here, and we're excited about the opportunity, and I know we're going to have a great event, and certainly evidenced by the turnout today. I know there's a lot of interest, and last night we had a great meeting with many of the club members and potential sponsors. So there's a lot of buzz in the market. We're going to be here. We view this as a partnership. We want to be successful together, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure we have a huge impact in this Springfield, or I should actually say Lincoln Land market, not just Springfield, because it is really a regional event. So thanks for being here, and we're excited about coming back in a few months. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill. I want to thank Bill and the other two folks here from the tour. Got Mary Turns and Tim Eiley. They're both assisting me with helping get this thing off the ground here in town. So big thanks to them. All of the folks here from the tour traveled a long way. So make sure you stop by and thank them for coming in. Last, but definitely not least, I'd like to introduce the general manager of the beautiful host facility here, Panther Creek. Please welcome Jim Moody.
We are extremely excited about being able to host this Web.com tour. Many people have said since I've been here for the last year that we need to bring professional sports back to Springfield. Well, we've done that, and actually we brought it back to Central Illinois. If you look at the logo that the PGA Tour picked for this particular event, Lincoln's head probably stretches at Peoria and Eureka. The bottom of his bust stretches down to Cairo and Metropolis. So this is truly a Central and Southern Illinois event. And we want to make sure that everybody within Springfield and everybody around is excited about this as we are. We're extremely excited to be the host. It's an honor to be selected to be a host facility for any kind of event such as this. And everybody needs to know there are other cities in Illinois except for Chicago. So we are extremely glad. We're glad that all of you are here today. We're looking for all of your support as well. Get the word out, tell everybody, bring them all in. It's not just about Illinois either. Bring them in from Indiana, Kentucky, Missouri, Iowa. We'll take them all at this particular point, and we're glad to have all of you here. Thanks to all of you. Have a great day.